refresher wash and go. It's a refreshed wash and go. Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you one more time with a different thing how I'm going to vacuum seal some coffee. As you know, coffee beans have oil in them, and the oil is what can cause your beans to go rancid, right? So I've got like 3 different kinds here. I usually drink 8 o'clock Colombian Peaks whole bean coffee, but I wanted to try a couple other things. However, the bags that I have that were already made were too small. So I have a roll that I'm going to cut so that it'll fit what I'm trying to do. And I want to make sure I have some room left over. By the way, you can reuse these bags if you leave enough space when you cut them, where you can trim it off right at the seam and just reseal it with something else. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a cut. Try to cut it as straight as possible because you got holes in both ends here. So I'm going to put it in the machine so that I can seal the bottom edge before I try to put anything in it. Otherwise, everything will just fall out. So I'm going to do that. I click that to operate, and the power button will come on. And then there's a vac seal button here. Whoops, which I didn't mean to vac. I just mean to seal because there's nothing in here. So I'm going to start over and just hit the seal button. And when that light goes out, it means it's ready. But I'm going to show you a trick though, because I found out something the other day. Just hang on a second. Okay, so this is sealed, or it should be. And it is. You can see that. Okay? Now, here's the trick. If you don't puncture the bag, the air will not come out. So you might as well have just sat your bag on the shelf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hole in here, just like that, with a knife. I'm going to slide the coffee in my bag. And then I'm going to put it in the machine. Just remember that you got to puncture your bag, or it won't get the air out because the bag is sealed, right? Okay. So you put it in the operate mode. And now you push vac seal, and you'll see that little hole there. Now watch this. You should hear it. You should be able to start seeing the beans, the impression of the beans coming through. Okay. It's like a brick. I like to seal it twice. So I'm going to wait till that goes off. And I'm going to do it again. Now you'll see the difference between that bag and this bag. You see this? This is full of air. That's what will make your coffee go bad. Okay? So that's done. Now, when I go to open this, there's nothing wrong with this bag. I'll just cut right here where this seam is, and I'll put something else in here. Okay, so that's one. Let me do another one. I'll do a smaller bag. This is ground coffee. Is it ground? Yeah, this is ground because that's all I could find in this one. And this, I already sealed this one. So, I'm going to go ahead and put a little hole. Oops. Uh-oh. But because I don't want I don't want the grounds to get sucked up into the machine. I'm going to face it the opposite way. Okay, so you're going to put it down in the track, like so. Close the machine. Hit vac seal. This takes a little bit longer because it's ground. This is taking a long time. I don't know why. Unless there's a hole in here somewhere, which I don't think there is because it's pretty tight. So I've not seen it do this, but this is the first time I tried to do ground coffee. Let me see what happens when I just push the seal button. I don't know why it didn't shut off on its own. Now, another thing, when you're dealing with powders like this, ground coffee, powdered milk, dehydrated mashed potatoes, things like that, especially if you're using a jar, if you're putting it in a mason jar, you want to make sure that you put a coffee filter or something over top of the food before you put the lid on, because otherwise you'll have that fine powder going up through your hose and into your machine, and you don't want that to happen. I'll get it later. So let's see if this worked. It's sealed. I don't know why it didn't cut off the first time, but anyhow, so you see that? How it's collapsed and it's like a brick? That's a difference between that one and this one. I can't move this one. So I just wanted to show you that, and if I decide to do some powdered milk or something, then I'll show you that too. Anyhow, just wanted to give you a tip about that. Make sure you puncture your bag if you're going to leave it in the original bag, so that you can get the air out of the bag. Okay? All right. See you next time I come on.